Good morning, beautiful people. Alison here from Align with Alison. If you watch my lives, you know that my voice doesn't normally sound like this. So you have been blessed with being the first person to hear me speak since I have woken up. So congratulations to you. Nonetheless, I'm going to start with some housekeeping items first. Good morning, Mohammed. I want to start with some housekeeping items first. So, the first thing I'd like to share with you all is that I have started a 2 week series where I'll be going live with male coaches, male relationship and dating coaches who predominantly work with men. And the purpose of doing this is that I want to make sure that my page is balanced and that I'm offering both men and women some professional guidance and advice in regards to relationships. So, again, I will be doing and will continue to do, I started yesterday, a male perspective series where I am going live throughout the next 2 weeks with male coaches who predominantly work with men so that they can offer us some guidance, some advice, some logic, some reason behind why men do what they do. As you guys know, I am a dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with women 30 plus to help them find the love that they deserve. However, it is imperative that we get the other side of the coin and we have a better understanding of the male perspective, which is why I decided to start this series. So I actually started the series yesterday. I had an amazing coach, Coach Rod from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So please feel free to go check out. It's still on my main page, profile, whatever the hell you call it. But then you can also swipe over to check out my IGTV where I'll have all of the videos together. But I did a 45-minute live with Coach Rod, who gave us a very insightful glimpse into the understandings of what it's like to be a man in a relationship, what it's like to be a man who's married, what it's like to be a man in America, what it's like to be a black man in America in a relationship married. Okay. So I'm going to be continuing that same series tonight. Tonight, I'm going to have a gentleman by the name of Clarence, Coach Clarence. His Instagram is male translation. So he is going to translate for us so that we have a better understanding of the perspective of men in regards to dating and relationships. Now, as I said before, I am a dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with women, and I like to think that I have an understanding of where men are coming from, right? Because then how would I be in a position to coach women as to the do's and don'ts? However, no one is better suited to guide us on the logic and the reasoning and the behaviors and all those kind of good things of men than men. So we have to make sure that we are introducing gentlemen to the conversation. It cannot be exclusively a female-driven conversation. So again, I'm continuing my series. The name of the series is titled The Male Perspective. So I did it last night with Coach Rod from Louisiana. I'll be continuing tonight with a gentleman named Coach Clarence at Male Translations. And you can get a reminder simply by going to my stories. If you go into my stories, you can click the little countdown thing, and then you'll get an alert at 6 p.m. that he and I have gone live. And then tomorrow I'll be going live again with a gentleman named Coach Bryant. But then I have another one that's after Christmas, and I think another one that is the 5th. I think I just confirmed the 5th with another gentleman. And this coach is actually quite interesting as well because he's going to give us another interesting perspective. I'm not going to share what that is, but you're going to see. There's going to be extremely unique perspectives with each coach who goes live. So, hey, Coach Joseph, go ahead and put some emojis in the comments so that they can find you. Anyone who's watching this video now, my first male coach that I went live with, the person who actually gave me this idea without knowing it, is here watching. I am Coach Kemp. And so please feel free to check him out as well. And he's the one who sparked the idea in my mind that I need to make an effort to reach out to more male coaches so we can get some more perspective. But nonetheless, that was just housekeeping stuff. Anyone who's joining me for the first time, hello again. My name is Alison from Align with Alison. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with women who are 30 plus to help them find the love that they deserve. I already have one client who is engaged, and I have other ones who are back in the dating scene more confident and more prepared than ever. So the reason why I'm on this morning is because if you've been following me, you know, hey, Samcy, you know that I go live every Wednesday morning. And this is my opportunity for me to connect with my audience, to give them some free advice, some free guidance, an outsider's perspective on whatever relationship issue that they are facing. So on Tuesday, every Tuesday, I post in my stories. If you have any questions that I will, of course, answer anonymously, post the questions here. And then on the Wednesday morning, I come on and I answer those questions. So I got some really good questions. I actually received 4 questions between yesterday and today that I want to share with you guys, share my perspective, and please feel free to respond in the comments as well, what you think you would do under these circumstances. So the first person asked the following question: what do you think of people bringing their child or children on the first date? This is based on a television show. So I'm not familiar with the show. Maybe if you guys may watch it, maybe it's 90 Day Fiance, which I think is extremely insightful and entertaining. But nonetheless, the question is, what do you think of people bringing their child or children on the first date? It is absolutely inappropriate. Absolutely inappropriate for you to bring your child or your children on a first date. You do not know this person. You may have connected with them, you may be communicating with them for a few weeks, but it's absolutely inappropriate for you to bring your child or children on a first date. It is your responsibility to find a safe and warm place for that child to be while you date. That is your job. It is your responsibility to make sure that your child is warm and safe someplace else away from this potential stranger. And I'm sure that you guys have heard stories in regards to women who have been assaulted on dates. It is not intelligent for you to bring your child on a first date. First of all, there's stranger danger. Second of all, how can you appropriately get to know someone? You have a child who's running around and having a good old time, as they should. We should not be telling children to sit down and shut up, right? So what in their right mind? And if anybody watches that show and can give us some insight, please do. But it is not safe for your child, nor is it constructive for you to get to know someone if you have your child with you on the first date. Your conversation is going to be limited. You're not going to be in a position to speak freely. This is not a good idea. So no, do not bring your child, your children, or any guests, any friends. Oh, I'm bringing my girlfriend with me. Unless you've established this is a group event, which is fine if you did that in the past. If you said hey, I'm going to bring a girlfriend, you could bring a guy friend, we'll make it more of a group event so folks can feel more safe and comfortable, then fine. But we're not bringing guests, especially children. Come on. The second question I received was, if you recently broke up with someone, but you already bought them a personalized gift, should you still give it? So this person must have recently broken up with their partner, but they bought them a gift perhaps for Christmas that's personalized. Should you still give it? Please feel free to give feedback. There's a delay, so I may be speaking and then you may want to give feedback thereafter, but feel free to go into the comments and share what would you do. The question is, if you recently broken up but already bought a personalized gift for your ex, should you still give it? Should you still give it? Well, to the person who asked this question, I have a few questions myself. My first question is this person respecting the breakup? So do they have an understanding that the relationship is over? Did you break up amicably? If you did, and it's not a negative breakup, they have a full respect for the fact that you've broken up. Good morning, JoJo. You have a full respect for the fact that you've broken up. There's no negativity. You've already paid for it and you blatantly cannot return an item that is personalized, and there's no conflict, then I would ship the item or I would drop it off in front of their house, apartment door, whatever. I'm not going to necessarily want to interact. I already put something in my stories in regards to closure. I don't believe in it. People use closure. I believe in closure when done appropriately, but 99% of the time people don't do it right, and they use it as an excuse to reconnect with folks. So I posted a little funny in my story in regards to closure and how much BS it is. So I would say, if the relationship, well, the thing is, you can't sell it because it's personalized. I mean, I guess you can try to sell the gift, but if it has a huge align with Alison, congratulations on your new business, it's not practical that it would get sold. So if you have no beef, no conflict, there's a full understanding that the relationship is over, no one person is trying to get back with the other person, you had like there's no problem at all, then you can say, hey, I purchased this gift a few weeks ago. I'd still like for you to have it, so I'm shipping it to your house. It's already here. I'd be transparent. It's already here. It's personalized. I can't return it, so I'm shipping it to you. Hope all is well. Best of luck in your future endeavors, right? Whatever like BS kind of signature you put on. That's what I would do. Now, if the relationship did not end well, or if this other person is still pining on me, they're still trying to communicate with me, they're still trying to reach out to me, which was a question similar to last week where someone asked, what do you do if this person's still trying to communicate? And I said, block party. You're blocked, right? If that person is still trying to get back, still trying to communicate, still trying to hold on, still texting me good morning, beautiful, and all that kind of foolishness, then unfortunately the gift's got to go in the garbage. Repurpose it. See if you can scratch off the personalization. See if you can scrub off the personalization. But if I purchased a gift for someone and we're no longer together, we've broken up and it's personalized, and this person is still pining over me, they want to be with me, they're trying to get with me, they're trying to reconnect, then if I give them that gift, they're going to be under the impression that, someone said break it. If they're under the impression that they may be under the impression that I'm trying to get back with them, that I'm trying to reconnect, that I'm trying, oh no, you didn't order that before, you just ordered it now so that you have an excuse to see me again. If I believe that this person wants to get back with me, then I'm going to try to repurpose it, break it, gift it to someone else that could find some use for it, possibly scrape off the personalization, shave off the personalization, I don't know, but I'm not here for mixed signals. That's something that I'm not here for. So you have to figure out what is the status of your relationship. Even though you've broken up, there's still a relationship, right? It may be that you're friendships or enemies or whatever. Based on the status of your relationship, then you should decide what to do with the gift. But unfortunately, the amount of characters that you get on Instagram is limited. And so we don't know the background of the situation, okay? Next question. Do you think a guy should check his friends, associates, or family for speaking reckless to you? Do you think a guy should check his friends, associates, or family for speaking reckless to you? Absolutely. Okay, let me take a step back. Because again, there's so many ifs, right? So let's go with the scenario that a girlfriend is around the friends, around the family, around the associates, and the person who was disrespectful, it was unwarranted. If it was unwarranted, so you're there minding your business, you make one slight comment about something, and then another person blows up, then I think that your partner should absolutely defend you, step right in and squash the whole situation. Nah. But that's what we're not going to do is talk to my girl like that, right? If you have a problem, you can speak to me, However the person decides to squash it without getting into a physical altercation, right? Now, if you are the argumentative one, you're carrying on, you're making a scene, you're loud and obnoxious, and then you have an expectation that you can say whatever you want and treat people however you want, and your man is supposed to just stand up for you regardless of the situation, then I would disagree. So it really depends on what preceded the disrespect. I would need to know what occurred beforehand. Now, I know that some people may disagree and they say, well, my boyfriend or my husband needs to stand up for me or what have you, regardless of the situation. I think that your partner has an obligation to ensure that you're safe. So now, even if me as a woman, I'm carrying on and going off at the mouth at somebody and then they spaz out at me, if they're not physically attacking me, then I don't think that it's my husband's obligation to step in between, especially if I'm the one who caused the conflict, right? I would expect for him to say, all right, folks, let's calm down. Let's step away from this. Babe, I think that we should leave, right? Or something along those lines. Like I would have an expectation that he wants to end the conflict or end the disagreement so that no more disrespect is spewed in either direction. But I don't have an expectation that if I'm rude and nasty and disgusting to somebody And because he's present, now he has to take the fall, or now he's expected to end the friendship because of my rudeness. I would expect him, if I'm the bad guy in the situation, if I'm the one who caused the conflict, if I'm the one who was spewing off at the mouth, I would expect him to say, hey, y'all, let's just stop right here. This is getting disrespectful now. Babe, we should go. Not necessarily defending me, not necessarily defending the friend or the family member, but ending the conflict so that it doesn't go any further. But if I'm just minding my cute little business and someone says something rude or disrespectful, which, again, I don't know, because they said a friend, a family member, an associate, we don't know the circumstances beforehand. For instance, if it's like a mom, right? A mom who says something that's disrespectful and rude, that's usually not precipitated by a negative comment by a girlfriend or a wife. Like, oh God, you need to clean up this place. Why are you so nasty? You know, right? Then I would expect some defense. But if it's a situation where we're going back and forth and my fresh mouth, as it can be, continues to be fresh, and now I have an expectation that I'm nasty and my husband is supposed to just step in and defend me every single time I'm rude without any kind of repercussions on my end, nah. Now, I know some people may say, and my good friend JoJo is in here, she may say that she would expect her husband, let me know what you guys think about this. She might expect her husband to defend her in front of people. And then once they leave, tell her, yo, babe, you was wildin', I was disrespectful, you shouldn't have done that, you were inappropriate. That, I could imagine that. That's not outrageous. But for me, what I would expect is that if I was the one who was fresh, I want my husband to make an effort to end the negative interaction and then separate us, and we can have a conversation thereafter, okay? Please let me know what you think in the comments. I will go back and I will reread them. I have my husband who said, then we bad guys. I guess we both bad guys then. Chuck Woo says he agrees. Lily says she agrees with me. Sam C says, show my partner the same respect that you show me. So again, that I assume, Sam, that you mean in regards to if your girlfriend or your wife is not even doing anything and then somebody just wild and just says something inappropriate, then the expectation is that you're going to respect my wife the way that you respect me. Lily also says it depends on the situation. Okay, cool. So the last question that we received in the last 24 hours, again, anyone who's joining, I'm Alison from Align with Alison. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I primarily, but not exclusively, work with women who are 30 plus to help them find the love that they deserve. Every Tuesday, I post in my stories for those to submit an anonymous question that I then answer the next day on Wednesday morning. So we already covered the question, what do I think about people bringing their child or children on the first date? Absolutely not. What do you do if you personalized a gift for an ex and since then you've broken up? Do you still give the gift? Depends on the circumstance. If you guys broke up amicably, I always have a really hard time with that word. I need to find a synonym for that word so I can not have to say it. Amicably, then I say ship the gift and say, hey, I ordered this a few weeks ago. I don't have to say I ordered this before we broke up. Hey, I ordered this a few weeks ago. It's personalized. It's already here. I'm going to ship it to you, or drop it off at their house when they're not there so that we don't have to do this fake ass kind of reconnection BS. Then next question was, should a guy check his friends or associates or family if they're speaking reckless to you? I said depends on the circumstance. If the woman is the one who's running off at the mouth, the guy should end the conflict and remove his girl. If the girl was just chilling and didn't even do anything wrong and she was disrespected, then absolutely he needs to defend her and perhaps reconsider that relationship. Perhaps, depending on how innocent his girl was. And the last question was, do you believe if you're in love with someone to let them go? And oh goodness, it's okay. It's not her fault. It really has to do with Instagram and the limited characters. Do you believe if you are in love with someone, let them go, and if they come back, it was meant to be? But she couldn't finish it. Okay, let's talk about this. So the first time I ever heard this ideology was actually from DMX, right? I want to say it was on his first album. Maybe not. But anyway, I heard it from DMX, right? Like, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was, right? So I have questions. I got questions, right? if you love something, let it go. So you love by something, I assume they mean someone, right? So if you love someone, you let them go. Why are you letting them go in the first place? That's the part that I can never get jiggy with. Like, we're letting them go. Why? Just for the sake to see whether or not they would come back? Is that because I've never really understood this. If you love something, let it go. No. If I love something, I'm holding on. Unless it's unhealthy for me. And if I'm letting it go because it's unhealthy or it doesn't add value to my life or it's toxic in some kind of way, then that's the bigger problem. I'm not concerned about letting it go to see whether or not it comes back. So if I love something, let it go. I'm not letting go of something that I love unless it's problematic to me. And if it's problematic to me, then that's the reason why I'm letting it go, because it doesn't add value to my life and perhaps is even subtracting value. So if I love something, let it go. I'm not going to do that just to see whether or not it's going to come back. Maybe I have the expression wrong, right? Like, like the expression, like if you can't have your cake and eat it too. I've always said, well, that's stupid. What's the purpose of having cake if you can't eat it? But I later found out that what they mean is if you can't have your cake and eat it too, meaning you can't physically enjoy watching the cake and the beauty of the cake and also ingest it. Like, once you ingest it, it's gone. You can't enjoy both, right? You can't have it both ways. So unless I'm wrong in the expression, guys, please feel free to jump in the comments and explain it to me. If you love something, let it go. I'm not letting go of anything that I love unless it hurts me. And I'm not letting go of something for the purpose of seeing whether or not it would come back. Because then if it doesn't come back, now I'm heartbroken because what I love left. Or not actually what I love, I let go of and now it didn't come back. So unless I don't have clarity on the expression, I do not believe in if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't come back, it was never yours in the first place. Because I think that the expression is stupid unless I don't understand it. The other element of what's problematic about the expression is that if it comes back to you, it's yours. If you love someone, you don't own them. So you're not mine. Like, if you come back to me, then it was meant to be, I guess, right? Like, if it was meant to be, then you'll come back to me and we'll be together again. But I don't believe in, like, what's the expression? Like, I don't believe that you have a soulmate. So if we're talking about love and romance, I don't believe that there's one soulmate out on this earth for you. I think that there are a multitude of people that you could love fully and build a wonderful life with. Now, how easy it is to find them is a different story as to why I have my coaching program where I work with women to help them find the love that they deserve. But I don't think that there's one single human being who is out there for you and only you. So the idea of if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, then it wasn't meant to be or it wasn't yours. I don't think that holds value. Like, you can love something and let it go for whatever reason, and it may not come back to you. It doesn't mean that you didn't love it and it didn't love you. It just means that we're human beings and we don't have time for foolishness and playing games and letting things go just to see what happens. So they've moved on with someone else, and that's it. Okay, so I think someone has some insight. The expression needs more context. I don't like the expression, and I think it's silly. And a lot of things come back that aren't meant to be. Yeah, some things do come back that aren't meant to be. Some things come back that are meant to be. Right? Like, my husband and I, we separated when we were dating when we were teens, and we separated. He went off to college, right? I guess he came back to me, if you want to put it in that context. But it wasn't that, like, I let him go to see whether or not, like, that's foolishness. I'm not playing games with people's lives. Because had he had gone with somebody else, he would have been an amazing husband to them too. And then that would have been my loss. So, yes, things do come back to you and perhaps it's meant to be. But I would even challenge you, moms in motion, and I would say a lot of things come back to you that aren't meant to be, but perhaps they come back for a different purpose. So it may be meant to be to teach you a lesson on moving forward or teach you a lesson on what to do. I do believe in divine intervention. I've been using this phrase. It's been coming to me every day. For some reason, divine intervention has been coming to me every single day. And I really do believe that things happen for a reason. So it is meant to be, at least in that moment, for us to learn a lesson, for us to be stronger moving forward so that we're able to face like some kind of bigger adversarial moment. I do believe that everything happens for a reason, even the most traumatic and toxic situations, but I'm not letting things go to see if it comes back. I'm not risking losing a good person in my life or a good thing in my life to test and play games. We're not doing that. So that is the final question I received in the last 24 hours. Just to wrap up, thank you for joining. My name is Alison from Align with Alison. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with women 30 plus to help them find the love that they deserve. Every Tuesday, I post in my stories the opportunity for someone or someones to ask me a question completely anonymously. And then the next morning I come on and I answer those questions and I get some feedback. If you were on the live, which I saw some people who asked me the question were on the live, I hope that my answer was fulfilling enough. I tried to think of all different scenarios so that depending on the circumstance and the context, I can still assist. If you're not on the live, this will be up for a minimum of 24 hours. So you have an opportunity to go back and you can listen to my feedback. You won't be able to read the comments, but I believe that I read enough of them so that you can get kind of some insight from other people as well. Please continue to follow me, guys. Please continue to follow my journey as I grow and as I take on new clients. I'm actually on group number 4 right now, so really excited about the growth. You can also find me on YouTube as well as on Clubhouse, as well as on Facebook, as well as on Twitter at Align with Alison. And if you know anyone who you think may benefit from some advice or guidance in regards to dating and in regards to relationships, please send them my page. Even if it's just the freebies that they download, even if it's just the content that I release every single day, I think that they could really gain some kind of insight on dating and relationships. And lastly, I want to wrap up by reminding you that I am doing a series called The Male Perspective, where for the next 2 weeks up until January 5th is where I have the last interview. I am interviewing and getting some insight and advice from male coaches who primarily work with men. So as I said multiple times, I primarily work with women. And even though I'm trained and I have the expertise to help women find the partner that they deserve, it's always beneficial for us to get the inside track, the other side of the coin, directly from not only men, but professional coaches who work with men who have tremendous insight on the inner workings of a man's brain. And particularly tonight, I have a gentleman who goes by the name at Male Translation. So he is going to translate for us some of the behaviors of men. So I hope that you join us again tonight. Yesterday was 6 p.m. It was amazing. We had Coach Rod from Baton Rouge. Tonight, we are coming on at 6 p.m. Tomorrow, the same thing. And I'll have additional dates and updates that we posted in my story. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining. Again, I'm Alison from Align with Alison, and adios amigos. Love y'all.